See, so the form, yeah, you say the form is useless, but did you really sit down to read the book?
Right. Yeah. Either like form's useless, or it's a waste of time, like training stance and training this.
But it's not, because a good example, stand up.
Yeah.
All right? If you punch me, right? And I do a deflection.
Right.
But as I'm doing this deflection, I'm hitting an acupuncture point.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And this is what people don't understand. Now, I'm hitting an acupuncture point. Now, I changed that. You punch,
Right.
and now I changed the whole thing.
Right.
What happened to the acupuncture point?
It's gone.
It's gone.
Right.
You see? So now I deflected, and then I punched, but I punched to a certain part of the body.
Right.
Now, what part of the body am I punching to?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you got to think about that. It's in the form.
Right.
So if you punch this way,
Right.
and let's say I hit you here,
Right.
and I'm hitting you at an acupuncture point.
Yeah.
I'm not just blocking.
Right.
I'm striking.
Striking. Yeah.
So the block is not a block. The
Right.
block is a
It's
strike.
Right.
You see, this is what people don't understand. They think it's a block. No, when the person punches at you, you deflect.
Right.
You see, you're not blocking, but you're deflecting.
Right.
Now, as I'm deflecting, I'm setting up, and I'm coming
Yeah.
to attack.
Right.
So, when you say the form is useless, is it useless? Did you try to find out?
Oh, not me.
No,
I know,
not
yeah.
you.
Not me.
I'm saying
I
in
practice
general.
forms every day.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah.
Did you try to find out what the meaning was?
Right.
What was being transferred?
Right.
That knowledge to you
Yes.
from doing this form. You see, so
Right.
people say useless, but yet if you see the way the body's positioned, if you see the way the technique is done, if you see the way what part of the body is being struck at that moment,
Right.
and what acupuncture point, so all of this knowledge is in there. To change the form, you just lost all this knowledge.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand exactly what you're saying. Because, my teacher always said, when you train in martial arts, you have to... When you train in martial arts, you have to try to figure out what you want to do with it. Right? Just don't train blindly.
Right.
Know what you're doing with it.
Exactly.
Know why you're doing what you're doing. Right? Like you're saying, it's a book. You read a book. You just don't read for the purpose of reading. You read for understanding, to gain knowledge, some sort of knowledge and understanding. Right? If you're reading about philosophy, then you learn more about philosophy. If you want to learn about, a rock, you read books on rocks.
That's right.
For a purpose.
That's right.
Right? A lot of people don't read.
No, they don't. And then, the forms, especially Chinese forms, the way that they're structured, people, don't realize. You have the qigong in there.
Yeah.
You got the breathing exercises.
Yeah.
What you're doing is, you're replenishing your energy by learning this stuff, and you're gaining that power, to be able to use it when you need it.
Right.
If you have, let's say. People say, you never catch a cold because you're always doing, the breathing exercises.
Right.
You're always doing, how to replenish that energy within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, going through moves or going through motions.
Right.
Yeah. If you're doing the forms correctly, the forms itself are building your health.
Right.
They're strengthening you.
Right.
So a lot of people they just goes over their heads,
Yeah.
So they talk about different. It's a misunderstanding. Somebody wonder. I said, "Wow, who taught you? Who passed on the knowledge to you?
Right.
Because this knowledge is priceless. It's not just. It's not just punch here, kick there, and that's that's
Right.
it. No, it goes beyond that.
Right. It's punching with understanding.
Yeah.
And with purpose.
It's purpose.
Yeah.
Not only that, but you're building your health.
Right.
Yeah. So when you're passing this on to people, I used to have a class, right? And people will come to me like 3 or 4 months later. I used to have knee pains, they're gone. I used to have back pains, they're gone. You know, I used to have this pain, it's gone. You know, because you're passing it on, you're teaching them correctly, and what's happening is they're getting healed.
Right.
Because it's a healing art. It's not about destroying. It's not about destruction.
Right.
So it goes beyond this about, you know, beating up somebody and being violent.
Right.
Because it goes beyond violence.
Yes.
Because you see, you're not looking for trouble, but if trouble comes to you, you're not going to back away.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So you know, it's not that you're looking for a fight, but you know, if it's, you know, the chance, if the how would I say, the moment comes where, you know, you have to defend yourself.
Right.
But before all that, if you can avoid it, if you can walk away from it, you walk away from it.
Right.
You know, it's not about getting into the fight.
Yes.
It's not about getting into the confrontation.
Right. If the only option left is through, then you go through.
Then you go through. That's it. But you're not going to walk away.
Right.
You know, like, you know, hey, if you got the chance to walk away, walk away. If they don't give you the chance to walk away and you have no recourse but to defend yourself, then
with clarity.
That's right, with clarity.
And that's also like the Tai Chi. You train in Tai Chi. I see a lot of people train in Tai Chi today, but their only purpose in Tai Chi is, you know,
that's because
esoteric.
Yeah,
healing.
But they don't understand.
Right.
You know that it's a fighting art.
Right. So
see, but they haven't seen the fighting art. If you want to see Tai Chi in action, look at Sugar Ray Leonard. Look at Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
That's Tai Chi.
Right. Yeah. And then you see I think a lot of people talk about, oh, Tai Chi is fake because they see people like, you know, they
but that's not what you do. That's not what you do when you're fighting.
Yeah.
When you're fighting, that's not what you do. You know, because if, let's say, a simple move. All right, you punch, right? And this is.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So what I do? I did this, right, and.
Yeah. Right.
That's one of the first moves of Tai Chi.
Yeah.
Another one. All right, you grab my hand. No, you grab my hand, and I do this.
Right.
See? So I got you. I got you here, and I kick you here.
Yeah.
See, and then I go boom.
Right. So Tai Chi has the combative principles.
People are stuck with the.
Right.
That's not how you fight.
Yeah.
That's not how you fight.
Right.
You know. So you got parting the wild horse's mane. All right. You know, when you grab my hand, that's called how do you say, entanglement. That's what it's called. Entanglement, where you entangle the guy. You got him in an arm. You got him in a hand lock. You kick him in the knee, and then you chop him.
Right.
You know. Then from there you come and you punch. So Tai Chi is for fighting.
Right.
But you don't apply it. You know, like. This is not the way you apply Tai Chi in a fight.
Yeah.
You apply Tai Chi in a fight the same way when you fight.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
The advantage that you have is that you do so many different exercises, you know, to practice fighting, you know. It says to push hands. People don't understand the push hand, but that's a sensitivity exercise.
Right.
You know. And a good way to see those sensitivity exercises, watch some boxing.
Right.
You see when they're up close and how they're bobbing, they're weaving, they're dodging. The guy, you think the guy's going to connect and he just misses the whole, you know.
Right.
It's the same thing with the Tai Chi.
Well, that's the thing, right? Today there's a lot of people starting to learn online.
Uh-huh.
And I see people learning Tai Chi online.
Right.
But is it feasible?
You know, I guess it'll be feasible for the person that, you know, is trying to learn it, for them.
But then when you come to the part where you need, like you say, you need two people to do the push hands.
Yeah.
You know, you need a teacher there first.
You need a teacher. That's like here. Do this, all right? So as you do this, I did this.
Right.
So I just blocked you. You see, I broke your elbow. You see, dislocated your shoulder.
Right.
And all of that is just a simple move. So
Right.
if you see, and that's it.
Right.
A simple motion of the body.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So when the
But
guy,
you can't get that understand that simple motion or something if you're not
if you're not
in
with a teacher,
training with
training.
a teacher or
Exactly.
training with somebody who
That's
also
right.
has the same
That's right.
thing.
That's
I can okay, so I can say, oh, I'm learning from my teacher, and then the teacher goes, okay, you get to a point now where you need two people, find someone to practice with. I don't have anyone to practice with. So I tell my wife or my girlfriend or my brother or something, hey, help me practice. And I tell them, push me, and they're like, I don't want to do this. I told my daughter one time, I was practicing my stance, and I saw my daughter push me, boom! She was just like, oh, Dad, I don't want to do this, And then it became like, wait, I wasn't ready, So that's the kind of thing that we do.
Yeah.
But, it's growth, right? Personal growth. And if somebody chooses to train online, then that is their choice.
That's their choice, exactly.
Yeah.
But you can only learn for so much, That's
Right.
like trying to learn out of a book.
Right.
You don't have a teacher.
Right.
You're learning so much, you'd be better off with a nice DVD that explains stuff, breaks it down real good,
Right.
And which they have those,
Right.
You could break it down, you probably learn even more,
Mm-hmm.
But the combination of the book, the DVD and the teacher, then it becomes really, wow, very powerful.
Right. It gives you a foundation, a platform
To work with, yeah. What people don't understand is, we have all these different type of exercises,
Right.
And it shows you how to move the body, when they push, or when they throw a punch or a
Right.
kick,
Yeah.
and you learn how to move,
Right.
you learn how to use the angles, of attack and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like eskrima or kali.
Eskrima, yeah.
Kali, because Kali has like 12 different strikes, 12 different angles of attack.
Right.
Right. So and then you have different angles with the stanzas.
Right.
That you also use when you're using the Kali in defense or in attack.
Right. Right.
And it reminds you of the Kung Fu,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Kung Fu is the same thing.
Right.
If you learn it correctly, you have a good teacher. You'll learn all these things. And a lot of people that try to apply their Kung Fu and whatnot really haven't embraced it, or it's become them. Because you got to make it a part of you.
Right.
This is why when you learn the forms correctly, you practice them correctly,
Right.
you start to learn and start to see a lot of things. This technique or that technique, or how to do this or how to do that. How do I get out of this? Or how do I get out of that? It's like the dragon style. Dragon style got a lot of claws.
Yeah, a lot of
Just like we do.
Yeah. Well, southern, there's northern and then there's southern. We're southern dragon, Yeah. But it's good. How has your martial art training benefited you as an individual, like personally?
It's always, I've always maintained my health.
Right.
And always maintained a sound mind. So I don't. If it wasn't for my martial arts, I don't think I would have made it through Vietnam.
Oh, okay. So you're a vet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in your so you train younger, fighting stuff like that. Now we're getting up in age. How has your training changed? How has the approach to your training changed?
Well, it's more towards the spirit.
Mm.
Yeah, more spiritual. More meditative. Especially when I do the form.
Yeah. Right.
Because it's I'm not. It's still the thing about fighting a person that's always there.
Right.
But now it's more of a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to something physical. But if ever the moment came that I would be attacked or anything, it's all there.
Right.
It's all there. The reflexes, everything. it's amazing, you know. It's amazing how fast your reflexes. You think you've lost them, and you haven't.
Right. Right. And do you practice meditation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I practice the meditation as I'm doing the form also,
Mm-hmm.
not just sitting down and meditating or standing and meditating.
Right.
Because when I teach classes, I do the same way as when but the classes when I was working out, when I was learning.
Right.
We do the meditation before, we do the meditation after,
Right.
and I keep that. So when I'm teaching, we meditate before we start, and then we continue. Then when we finish, we meditate also.
Right.
Yeah.
Meditation is a form of mind training.
Yes.
And how important is mind training?
Very important. Very important. Very important. Very important. Very important. Because it keeps you, you're training the mind, you're training the mind to be alert, you're training the mind to react,
Right.
you're training the mind, not to hesitate, So the mind is very, very important, And like my teacher used to say, you could be thrown in one chair
Right.
and see another opening over there, and then you go to the opening automatically without you even thinking about it,
Right.
So, yeah. So it's, the fighting becomes more like, automatic. Automatic. You don't think of things.
Right.
You just do. The sound and echo.
Yeah. What do you appreciate most about your martial art training, a life of martial art? What do you appreciate?
I appreciate the fact that, it's not just, for beating up people, that it's for your health.
Right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, that without the medicine, part, herbs, massage, acupuncture, without that, you can't have the other one, because they both go hand in hand. It's holistic art.
Right.
A lot of people, they don't realize that the art is holistic.
Yeah.
It's not just, I'm learning this because I'm going to go out there and beat up 5 people at one time.
Right. Right.
I mean, you could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe even 10 people at one time. What does that mean?
Right.
What have you accomplished?
Right.
Violence accomplishes nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. And who's been your biggest influence? Who's the one person that really encourages you to keep training, to keep doing what you're doing?
All my teachers, all of them had they all had a say. They all contributed all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
So I guess all my teachers.
Right.
Yeah, not any one in particular. I mean, the one that influenced me the most when I first started, that was Min Pan. He was Korean.
Right.
Yeah. Then Master Joe had a lot, and Wei Hung still does because he's still alive. Master Joe passed away, and I did. I have to give credit to all of them,
right.
Not just any one particular.
Mm.
Because they all had a lot to do with my growth,
right.
And being the person who I am today. Yeah.
Oof. What are some of the most difficult things you had to overcome in your training?
My training?
Yeah.
Difficult? I never found anything difficult.
Okay.
Because
you had such a love for it?
Yeah. I never found it difficult, never found it strenuous, I just did what I had to do.
Right.
That was it, Love to train, especially, if I'm going to demonstrate.
Right.
Definitely love to train. Yeah. And when I give demonstrations, people are always blown away, because I'm always laughing.
Right, you enjoy it. You enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. So when I get up there and perform, it's like, wow, is that the same person I was just talking to?
Right.
They can't believe the concentration and the power and everything else that they see when I demonstrate.
Right.
you do your best.
Right.
That's what Master Joe always used to say: do your best. And every day you make progress, even if it's that small. You're always making progress.
Right.
As long as you keep on, staying on the road.
Right.
Right. You're always making progress. You try to help everybody.
Right.
Be good. You don't try to be show off.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that martial arts also entails making different. We make different types of medicines. So we got the Titan Jiao, we got the different types of internal jiao, drinking the teas that you drink, and the massage, the acupuncture.
Right. And these things like healing, you learned healing on your own, or you went to school?
Yeah, I learned it from my teachers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So healing was part of your martial art training.
Yeah, part of the training. Yeah, the healing.
It helps balance out.
Helps balance out everything else, and also helps you to understand that when you're doing the forms where when you start to learn about the acupuncture meridians and whatnot, you start to see that oh, this is hitting that point, or this is hitting that point.
Right.
So you start to see it.
Yeah.
What's really embedded in the forms. Because a lot of people they don't you need to study the medicine.
Right.
Also.
Right.
With studying the medicine, you start to see a lot of things.
Very nice. It's really good to talk with you. I'd like an opportunity to speak with you again when we can do some demonstrations.
Sure.
Yeah. This now is the philosophical part of it. The next time we'll do more of the physical part.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. But I really appreciate the time you take to come down here and talk with me. Because I'm really trying to show the quality, the in-depth quality of true martial arts. Anybody can learn to kick and punch.
Yeah.
We are by default violent beings, so we have violent nature. Okay? Anybody has the capacity to defend themselves. It's a natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
Right?
Yes.
Martial art is used to help create balance between all these things.
Harmony
between these things.
Yeah.
To know, when you're throwing a punch, but why? Why are you throwing that punch? Why do you need to throw that punch?
That's right. What point of the body are you hitting?
Right.
You
also think, why do I need to harm someone?
Exactly.
If I can avoid it.
Avoid it.
Or talk badly about someone, or pick on someone, or join in with others to make somebody feel bad. That's not what we do.
No.
Right? That's why I think that speaking to someone like yourself who's dedicated their lives to martial art, I think it's important for a lot of people to see. There's a lot of stuff on the internet, right? Nobody needs just another guy putting videos on the internet.
No.
But this is something more. I'm looking for a higher form of understanding of what we do and why we do it.
Yeah.
As martial artists. And I always say to myself, the people I talk to, Sensei Robinson, yourself, you're not martial artists. You're something more. You're lifers. You're like I say, it's for the philosophy that you bring to it. It's something more than just martial arts, right? Anybody can learn a martial art.
True that.
Running is a martial art.
Yeah.
Dancing is a martial art. Right? And all of it at a certain level has a certain mental connection with it. Right?
Very important.
Any great athlete, any great scientist, any great person who's discovered something, ask them and they'll tell you it's all mental.
Yep.
Yep. Why does somebody try to find something by doing it 5,000 times, 20,000 times until they discover, right?
That's right.
That's why it's important to hear from people like yourself.
And to do it that many times, you're making it a part of yourself.
Right.
Your being, It's you become, you are the art.
Right.
You become the art.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
So now the art is alive.
Right.
It's living. It's breathing. You know. A lot of people don't understand that. You know. That's, you know. In order for martial art to be, you know, alive,
right,
it has to become part
it
of
has
you.
to become part of you. Yeah.
It has to become part of you.
You know.
You know.
And you know, like with the medicine and the healing and the art and so on, it's like you're a traditionalist because you bring the traditional aspect, the traditional views of what it was meant for in today's time.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you know, to make life better.
Right.